Pat Greenwood, Bart Heisch, glad you're with us on this Saturday afternoon. South Alabama in the whites, NIU in the traveling blacks. They'll start out a little zone action here.
Yeah, a little 2-3 zone action going with length at the top, trying to cut down the driving penetration of South Alabama.
Jags going inside to Tabe.
Great shot blocker down here.
Turnaround jumper, Tabe over the trees, can't get it to go. Starters for Northern Illinois, they're going with Will Lovings-Watt, Zareek Nutter, Zion Russell, Xavier Amos, and Yannick Coden Niederhauser. The top five for NIU today. Again, playing without David Coit, who averages 19.2 a game. He tweaked a hamstring and did not make the trip down to Mobile today. So that's a big loss for NIU. But how about that? Going inside easily to Niederhauser, and NIU with the easy bucket as we got a foul. Tyrell Jones, Elijah Ormiston, Smurfing lead here in Mobile. Sunbelt MAC Challenge. I love the fact we've seen it in bigger conferences with the ACC and the Big Ten, the SEC, the Big 12. I love the fact that you get these conferences against each other, especially this time of the season. Coaches may not like it because the schedule fluctuates of who your opponent's going to be, but I think as a fan, really good deal. How about Turbo Jones from outside the arc? Jags on top 3-2.
Good shot by Turbo there, very smooth. And mid-season, trending toward the end of the year, it's a good measuring stick to see where you are. You like these games better if you play them at home and don't have to travel across country. But today, and that may be the injury with Coit, it's out of conference. How bad is you definitely want to get him back ready for that conference tournament.
There's no doubt about it. Jags on the break. Tabe stopped underneath, and the Jags will reset up top. Turbo, another three. Another one's good. Turbo Jones outside the arc.
We've seen it before. When Turbo gets going early from outside the arc, typically he'll get going inside later. Two nice shots, good form, smooth, going in hard for Turbo.
Amos, three-pointer on the other end. Xavier Amos, the sophomore out of Chicago, makes it a 6-5 Jaguar lead.
Sneaky good three-point shooter, 41%. Big fellow will step out a little bit. He likes that set shot, high release. Got it to go on the offensive end.
Try to get it on the outside to Elijah Ormiston. Can't handle the pass, and there's a Northern Illinois a chance to take the lead once again. They had the early 2-0 lead. Fell behind 6-2, and now going inside and a chance to take the lead, and they do. Good feed is Zareek Nutter able to finish it.
Finding Nutter, we talked about him in the opening. I also like how Russell's running the team. The redshirt sophomore coming in, you got one of the top scorers in the league out. Northern Illinois looks very comfortable in this first couple of minutes here in Mobile.
Huskies only have 10 suited up today. Tabe double-teamed out to Millender.
Oh,
nice drive inside. Ormiston, though, can't finish. Did everything but complete the execution at the end. And now the Huskies with Lovings-Watt up top, gets it to Amos. Just under 17 minutes to go here, Mobile, Alabama. Turnaround, Nutter, short. And Millender gets the rebound. Trying to get it inside, good defense. Great hands by Zion Russell. Now 3-on-2 the other way. Russell trying to finish it himself. Can't get it to go, and that's going to be an offensive goaltending. He's really struggled the last 5 or so games for South Alabama.
He was a little under the weather a couple of weeks ago, coming back from that, getting his wind back, but also that's a teaching moment for Coach Richie Riley. Smurf Miller's been in the starting lineup, been playing really well, coming off a 20-point game. Those turnovers are going to put Smurf on the bench. Coach Riley's not going to, it's just a good teaching point, especially in a non-conference game.
Amos can't get the three to go. Margrave with the rebound. Here comes Gator. Outside to Turbo, thought about the three. Good hands again by Lovings-Watt. Turbo, fade away off the glass. Turbo Jones, he has 8.
Use that window. Sometimes guards get in that lane and forget about, you get up in the air and there may be a hand on, get that ball up on that window. The contest is what caused the bank. Nice touch on all 3 shots so far by Turbo Jones.
He's got all of the Jags points so far. Meantime, drive on the other end, unsuccessful. Offensive rebound knocked away by Ormiston. Here comes South Alabama.
Numbers.
They've got some numbers, yeah. There's Gator. Extra pass outside, three-pointer on the way for Ormiston. It's good. South Alabama on top 11-7.
We see Isaiah Gator a lot of times as a scorer. That time just a quick extra pass to get it to his shooter in the corner, but South Alabama got out and ran ahead of the Northern Illinois defense, and that's what created that shot for Ormiston.
Now a whistle and a foul. I believe they're going to get a moving screen.
Northern Illinois is one of the top shot blocking teams. Two big-time shot blockers on the interior in Niederhauser and Amos. Keep an eye on that the rest of the way.
Margrave patting his chest, saying my bad. His defense by Lovings-Watt knocked it away. He was trying to get it to Gator, but Lovings-Watt able to jump the passing lane. Northern Illinois will stay in that zone as the shot clock gets to about 10. Millender.
Go ahead, Pat,
go ahead.
Sorry. Well, I was just going to say one reason that I think you're going to see Coach Bruno play zone, nice offensive rebound, is it protects you from foul trouble a little bit. And there are only 10 guys over there with all the injuries. But you got a defensive rebound and keep the Jags off of the offensive glass. That turned into 3.
And the way to stop that is to shoot over that zone. That's what Julian Margrave did. Three-pointer is good. Now the unforced error on the other end, as we'll see. OD, I like it. I like it. He's a good one.
He is a good one. He's a big fella too. Great beard action.
Three-pointer by Gator, no good. Rebound knocked around. They're going to get Ormiston as he was.
But man, he plays really hard, really physical, really long. Not afraid to mix it up. Number 3's turning into a really good player for Richie Riley, as you see him there.
Amos too strong underneath. Now Gator on the move, out to Margrave. Good defensive recovery by NIU. Make the Jags work for it a bit.
Small lineup, 5-out motion against this zone. Great move by Coach Riley. Man, South Alabama scoring at will.
Ormiston now with 5. And it's 16-7. Jags have opened up their biggest lead so far.
And where do the buckets come from if you're Northern? Got to be in transition. It's just so tough when your guy, if you will, that might have been a foul, is out. And so now here comes South Alabama off the turnover. Numbers again. Margrave for 3. Off the back of the iron, hits the shot clock. And South Alabama, 6.5 rebounds per game. Pretty good from the field as well, shooting 45% from the field, 79% from the free throw line. And he'll get the cover of Durosinmi in the interior. You see how active right off the bench. Almost getting a loose ball
game. Samuel Tabe will take a seat. 11 on the shot clock. Jags on top by 9.
Switching man-to-man. This out under from South. Huskies will have to go fast. And here's one of those times, who's the creator going to be? It's got to be Nutter.
Off the screen, Nutter with 3 on the shot clock. Nice fadeaway, Nutter. He's got 4.
Yeah, he can score it. Don't get it twisted. He likes that in-between game, little post-up action. Nice fader, tough shot to block.
Gator outside to Jones. Tyrell Jones, his 3rd 3.
I will too, and we talked about it in the open. This is the time last year that South Alabama started putting it together. The rotation. You got 3 or 4 guys that can lead you in scoring every night. You got 4 or 5 guys that can shoot it. Very similar makeup, skill sets, 2 or 3 positions. You see a nice drop basket there for the Huskies. But I agree with you. Because of the way this team can shoot the basketball, and they've been able to mix in some zone as well, can switch defenses, yeah, I think you got to keep an eye on this Jag team because they've been there. They were there last year, almost got it done.
Millender cut off defensively, gets it to Howell. Nice second pass to Isaiah Gator for 3. Gator's first field goal.
Spacing's perfect. I mean, the spacing is just far enough to where these Northern Illinois defenders can't get out on the contest. South Alabama clicking, doubling up the Huskies early. There's Nutter.
Yeah, nobody stopped him. Once he got past Turbo Jones, no defensive help backside, and Nutter with 6.
Patient here if I'm South Alabama. You've gotten whatever you want in the half court against this now man-to-man switching defense and lost coverage. Lucky. Huskies fortunate almost to miss that one from the corner.
That was his first miss from outside the arc.
Nice Euro.
Euro step goes out of bounds. Last touched, probably it.
Typically in these type games, in these conference battle setups, you're going to see teams. The home teams win a lot in these, but that's why it was so impressive for the Jags to go to Buffalo early. Now Buffalo hasn't won but 2 games, we know that, but that was one of the best road game, from start to finish efforts that we've seen from the Jags all year. And Pat, I'm seeing since Wednesday night, and I'm seeing some juice that I like from this Jag team.
Marcus Millender short on the jumper. And Northern Illinois down 7, chance to cut it to 5, maybe 4.
Yeah, and Nutter, you see, just saying, hey, come get a ball screen. I'm going to have to start creating. And tough catch there by OD.
3-on-2. Gator has it knocked away by Nutter. Great defense by number 2 for Northern.
Very filled out.
So the Jags 2 for 5 from 2-point range. But they've got a 7-point lead because they're 6 of 11 from 3-point range. They've been firing it from outside the arc. There's Turbo going outside to Margrave. Margrave with a drive.
Left.
Again, good defense. And they disrupted that shot by Margrave, trying to draw the foul, but that was textbook defense by the team in black.
Saw it Wednesday night from Margrave that when he goes left, he's a little bit too high and gets knocked off balance, and that's why you saw the twisting shot. It might have been a foul, but young kids out there, get to that jump stop, get big and finish like 13. Amos.
He's got 9, does Xavier
Double.
Amos.
One more.
Howell, his 3-point attempt, no good. And the rebound goes to Nutter. And a 5-point deficit, chance to cut into it once again by Northern Illinois.
Good defense by Smurf.
Under 10 to go here in the first half. Xavier Amos, next point will put him in double digits. That is not it. Pulls up for the 3-pointer. And
This team that's doesn't have all your pieces really, and Nutter, as you saw, that time looks a little winded, having to play with the ball in his hand, not used to that as much, and having to guard the 5 as well.
the Jags can indeed shoot from 2-point range as Howell gets the 3-foot turnaround shot. Jags up back on top 24-17. First bucket of the night for Thomas Howell from Natchitoches, Louisiana.
5-out motion here by the Huskies, and man, you just don't see that much. Niederhauser, pretty impressive to be able to put it on the deck there, and Howell just senior.
Yeah, too much body there.
Too much strength.
His first foul, team's second. On top, 24-17.
Be a great way to start out the Mardi Gras week,
It is
month,
Mardi Gras
festivities,
season.
and
Got that right.
Jags doing their part so far. Ooh, step me back.
Too short is Turbo Jones, so now the Jags 6 of 13 from outside the arc. How about Northern Illinois, though? 5 of their last 6, trying to make it 6 of their last 7, no good. As Zion Russell can't.
I've got to secure it first. South Alabama on that possession, however, had gone zone for the first time today. Yep, going to stay in this zone. It was very effective Wednesday evening. It's a 2-3, somewhat of a 1-2-2 type look based on where the ball, and the reason it looks like a 1-2-2 is because you got 2 guards at the front attacking the 2-man front. That's a foul on 3 right there.
Yep. And
from Indiana, Jeffersonville. He's gonna be a good player. He'll fill out
from the charity stripe.
Yeah, that's one thing that this team does. This Husky team does pretty well, as the announcer.
As we
jinx rears its
As
ugly
we
head.
jinx it.
Sorry, Husky fans. That was my partner's fault. It was my fault Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm putting it back on you this time.
Yeah. Gonna point the finger
nice
right
timing.
at me. How about that? Great pass by Millender inside, and Ormiston with the finish.
Great pass by Smurf Millender. Head up. Pocket pass. Nice pitch.
Nice alley-oop. On the other end is Xavier Amos, now with 11 points off the nice feed. And it's 26-20.
Yeah, he and Nutter are solid players, man. And you can see they're going to assert themselves throughout the course of this game. There'll have to be a third scorer, though, for Northern Illinois if they're going to hang around.
Millender cut off along the baseline. Shot clock under 10. There's Ormiston to Turbo. Millender drives. Howell can't get the offensive putback. And there's Nutter working on Jones. Lost control, but then gets outside. The three-pointer on the way is good.
Dude, what?
Conan Niederheiser.
Come on with it.
That's his 5th three-pointer of the year. He is now 5 of 16.
He kind of shot that one from across the pond.
Yes.
Possibly.
Yes, he did. So 26-23. Gator for 3.
Great respace there by Gator.
Yep. Good look, just couldn't finish it.
kind of faded. You know, sometimes when you're replacing yourself or getting where the ball can see you or where the defender can't, like Gator did, it was a great move, but you got to get stationary and then get straight up. Wasn't able to do it there as we see Judah Brown getting ready to come in the game first time for the Jags, back healthy.
Chance to tie it here. The three-pointer is short. And once again, Jags have in the air. I'm like, no, absolutely not.
I would have felt, I'm always underdressed next to you, but yeah, I would have felt that would have been a little bit much for him. But good luck with that tonight, partner. I know the festivities will be great.
But if you got some Illinois fans watching, come on down here. It's a good time, good family environment. Doesn't cost you a thing other than parking. And, you know, have some festivities just before we hit the Lenten season.
That's it. And Nutter that time, I love what Coach Bruneau did with getting him into the middle of that zone. You're going to start seeing a two-guard front with Nutter moved into the free throw line. A couple of pass fakes get it to him. He'll create. See if South Alabama stays in that zone or goes back man on the next trip.
There's
Great
Judah
block.
Brown knocked away by Nutter. And so the shot clock is at 8 on a 7-0 run. They've cut it to 1.
Yeah, and this run has come with Tabe on the bench.
Outside to Armiston. Gets to Gator. Did he beat the shot clock? No. Three-pointer with the Huskies.
It is a golden opportunity, and now you'll see the interchange. Ball will get reversed. Here comes Nutter into that middle. Going to try a good job by Smurf Millender. So basically, what this is Nutter is the rover, okay? So he can go wherever he wants, and then after he pitches the ball, everybody kind of plays off him. You have some similar rules when you're on the wing. Now all of a sudden, just to get on top.
Conan from the free throw line misses his first. He's a 70% free throw shooter.
The fact that Coach Bruneau, who he played for Bob Hurley Sr. at St. Anthony's, legendary high school, and then learned under Billy Donovan, played under Joey Meyer. Pretty sure that's who was there when he was at DePaul. And most recently, Bob Hurley Jr. out of Arizona State. And so good to see ball guys being head coaches, man, that have been in the game a long time.
Fadeaway jumper, Turbo Jones. He's got 13.
No rim. We start calling him No Rim Turbo.
Beautiful floater, and that was under duress, too. That wasn't an easy shot. But Turbo puts the Jags back on top, 28-26.
Watch for a backside lob here.
Conan continues to creep along that baseline. Instead, it'll be Nutter, who is under duress as well, and he ties it up. Great shot.
Yeah, he'll give it to you a bunch of ways from that free throw line. Can score going left, can score going right, and that's definitely going to be a foul.
Xavier Amos will get a breather. 4:21 to go, tied at 28. Jags in white, Huskies in black. Jones, double teamed underneath. Howell goes outside to Judah Brown for 3. Judah Brown's got it.
He was locked in on that one, Pat. He caught the ball in the shooting pocket, had someone running at, but he was totally locked in. His eyes on that rim. Good focus, 25, getting back in the groove. Finally healthy.
Brown now 1 for 2 from the field, as we're under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Northern Illinois playing without their leading scorer, David Coit, 19.2 points a game. Had a hamstring injury, did not make the trip to Mobile.
Go with it.
No good. Here comes Smurf Millender.
Great pitch
with Tabe on the backside. Tabe outside the Smurf.
That's the one I want him to shoot next year. He's a driver. Smurf can shoot it out there a little bit, but next year that's a catch and shoot for number 4.
Howell.
I like this matchup.
Yep. Howell working on Butler. A lot of contact, nothing called.
December the 18th, all the way till February 3rd, 6.5 weeks without winning a game. That's tough on young kids. Get up there, fella. Amos.
So Xavier Amos at the free throw line. He's a 67% free throw shooter. First one on the way, no good. As we'll see.
3 out of 13 after the great start. This team's talented. I mean, I really,
I agree.
I think they are, you know, and we're not even seeing them. Maybe it's not just Coit. They've got 3 or 4 guys that are out, and who's coming back? When does that happen? I just think this is a I've seen worse 8-14 teams without their best players.
Well,
my point.
And the other thing too is when you're talking
Nice,
about
Marshall.
wanting to do big things in your conference tournament, you don't want your leading scorer to be hurt by any stretch. But games like this where you have to play without him can only help you as you get toward that March Madness conference tournament. Get the guys some experience and some confidence having to play without their big man.
Yeah, length, and he's exactly right, Pat. But like, how about the Jags on the last two games? The top guard scorers in their leagues, respectively, out. So Jags dodging a couple of bullets. You got to take advantage.
Russell's three-pointer no good. And South Alabama with that 2-point lead, 31-29. Jags shooting 41% from the field. How about Northern Illinois shooting 50%? But still on the bottom half of the scoreboard right now.
5-out motion, still trying to dribble pitch.
Marshall.
South Alabama.
Yeah, Marshall Kearing for three. Richie Riley not happy with that shot selection. And Kearing's replacement likely is Howell at the scorer's table.
Still zone look here for South Alabama.
Left baseline, Millender. 1-on-2. Will he take it himself?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Millender took it himself, couldn't get it, but Judah Brown never gave up on the play. And that's a big play. Game winner, as you like to call them.
Game-winning play. Great job, partner.
I listened to you.
Game-winning play. Young kids out there, follow the break. Great hands by Turbo. 2-on-1, get wide. And look at Kearing run the floor right down the middle.
Jones securing and he's short on the layup, but gets the rebound. Outside to Judah Brown, three-pointer on the way. That one is short. And the Jags had an opportunity to get some length between them and Northern Illinois and couldn't do it.
Well, and I want to say this about Kearing. He hasn't played as much in the last few games, but that first layup, couldn't quite get it to go, but kept battling, got an offensive rebound. A couple offensive rebounds. He missed a shot. Getting his wind and game speed back, as you see number 20 now, a little wind, and Howell will probably come in and get him. As you see the timeout by Coach Riley.
And that's in part to get 20 off the floor and get Thomas
later come in and maybe make some shots. So I like what Coach Riley's doing with this team, getting ready to go down the stretch of league play.
And it's about playing right at the right time. You saw the graphic. Jags won 12 of their last 15 last year and came within a shot of going to the NCAA tournament, lost in the Sunbelt Conference Finals to Louisiana. So not out of the question for this team because of guys like that. Marcus Millender, the Smurf.
Over the river and through the hoop for Smurf.
Oh, nice offensive rebound by Conan Niederheiser.
No foul trouble, and you're somewhat fresh. He was able to get some guys in and out. Need a good start here, though, if you're Northern Illinois. Cut into this lead. First couple of minutes, South Alabama showing zone again, as we saw throughout the later portions of the first half.
They'll try to attack the zone from the baseline. Xavier Amos can't get it to go, and the rebound by Julian Margrave, and South Alabama's first crack at it here in the second half.
And I like Margrave and Ormiston in the game together against this zone, and there's our guy.
There's Tabe. He heard us. He said, "You're going to talk about us? Here's what I'm going to do."
He be listening.
Puts it in. Jags on top, 38-31. First bucket for Samuel Tabe.
I like the hands of South Alabama up, contesting. You will live with that shot. Contested on the front 23-footer from Amos, if you will, and this call will be overturned.
Yeah, it absolutely was last touched by South Alabama. Good job by the officials to say, hey, my bad. I pointed the wrong way. I understand. We're going the other way.
Yeah, we saw. Anytime you see everybody on the bench and go, hey, and then there's a quick whistle, typically it probably wasn't a missed call, just pointed the wrong way. That's all that happens from time to time.
They tend to be human from time to time, do officials.
Yes, they do.
First minute here of the second half. It's 38-31, South Alabama in the white jerseys, NIU in the traveling black.
Yeah, and you can really tell. Oh, I like that cut from the corner.
Will Lovings-Watts with a nice feed makes it 38-33.
Good-looking freshman. Number one.
So the Jags with a 5-point lead, which is what they had to begin the second half. There's Tabe again. How about the turnaround and Samuel Tabe saying, I can score. I'm doing just fine.
Well, I mean, it's a lot to ask Hauser, to guard Tabe off the dribble. That's twice now. Now he's going to rack him all night.
That's a good adjustment in the halftime locker room by Richie Riley and his coaching staff. Zion Russell thought about the three.
An excellent adjustment to pay attention to the middle. Northern Illinois is trying to attack that middle on a reversal against the zone. South Alabama, you can tell, really talked about that in the half.
Ormiston fadeaway is short as Amos pulls down the rebound.
Yeah, that's a high degree difficulty shot, young kids out there. Fading away, kind of a sweeping hook, tough shot. Get that jump stop, get the foot square, power it home.
But it looks good on the highlights if it goes, though. There's Nutter.
1 out of 10.
From three. Oh, what a job. Offensive rebound by Zion Russell. He'll get fouled and go to the free throw line.
He will. He would say, 1 for 10 is not very good. There's typically a reason that you're open in there. And anytime if you keep shooting hooks or jump shots that are not going to get foul calls from officials.
Zion Russell knocks him down. He had 9 games before an injury last year, played 24 games as a freshman. And now the redshirt sophomore guard gets some free throws for NIU, and it's 40-35. Margrave, three-pointer is good. Julian Margrave.
He's a shooter. I mean, he's not streaky. I mean, he can really shoot the basketball. Going to be one of those 37 to 45% guys probably his whole career. His length, it's hard to get to that shot up top. Answer not there for the Huskies.
And here comes South Alabama on the break. They do have the numbers. Turbo, right baseline, up and under. He gets fouled, and South Alabama will go to the free throw line for the first time today.
If you're a Jag fan moving into the end of this season, you love to see that. Teammates being active, helping each other. And this guy's been here for
Auburn and then transferred down to South Alabama. 76% free throw shooter, hits them both. He was preseason all second team Sunbelt.
I think you'll probably see Turbo play some basketball after college. Where, when, not really sure, but he's got a great skill set, man. And especially we never talk about his defense enough, how he can just completely take other teams' guards out of games. But Coach Riley is really working on that zone. I'm telling you, Pat, later in the year, he knows that if he can go zone and get some draft.
But Margrave, did you see? Margrave had the hug defensively. Wasn't called. There's Millender who will go to the free throw line. And Yannick Coden
to Coach Burno.
Millender's free throw is good. He'll get one more.
He will get one more, and player is the Smurf.
He is a true freshman and hits them both. Marcus Millender out of Houston, Texas, Legacy High School. Nicknamed Smurf because when he was a baby, he put that baby hat on him his very first day, and one of his family members said he looked like a Smurf, and since day one, that was his nickname. Oh, whistle, did he call a timeout?
Getting on the floor. That rebound should have been Conant. It should have been, but South is not going to be denied. Ball gets on the floor. Good usage of the possession arrow, and now zone look by the Huskies here. 2-3. Look to get the ball in the middle. Attack those short corners or attack from the corner. Middle, corner.
Three-pointer on the way. Margrave, no good. Tabe, though, gets the rebound, and Jags get a chance to reset.
That's the problem for Northern Illinois. They've had issue when they've gone to this zone, rebounding out of it. Coaches, young coaches out there, young kids out there, just because you go zone, it don't mean you're about to relax.
Tabe, turnaround shot, no good. Draws just the back of the backboard, and Northern Illinois down 12, trying to get something going as we were under 16 in this ball game. Russell, bullet pass inside. We'll go back out to Russell. There's Nutter.
That's the guy.
Right side, and he is fouled by Ormiston. And he will go to the free throw line.
A lot of that in the postseason tournaments, no matter if it's NCAA, NIT, whatever it might be.
There's Zariq Nutter, 10 points, 5 in the last game Tuesday. Second of 2 is good. So it was a question of who's going to step up, and it's been Nutter today. It's been Xavier Amos, also in double figures. And, you know, you lose a guy that's averaging 19.5 points a game. That's a big loss.
It's a huge loss, but it's like we said, you got to have that third guy step up in these next 15 minutes. And I did get an update from the staff at the half. I asked about Coit's injury. Nice pass.
Up and under by Tabe.
Short corner. But the official word from staff is it's not great. It's not awful, but it's not great. So, you know, to me, that typically sounds like it's a day-to-day, you know, maybe a week, maybe two, but did sound like you'd probably get him back sooner than later and ready for the stretch run of the season.
And no offense to this game, but it's smart to go ahead and
100%.
And leave him at home,
totally
rest, recuperate, get ready for the conference tournament.
Get on that game ready machine and get that ice pumping, ice water pumping, get you healthy.
So 14:35 to go. Jags still on top by 12.
This is just a different team without Coit shooting the basketball. 15 minutes.
Well, he just yelled at his players, grab the ball.
Snatch it.
They didn't do it, and so Northern Illinois will get another shot at it. So they're 0 for their last 4, now make it 0 for their last 5. Battle for the offensive.
Good rebounding the basketball if you're going to go deep in late season tournaments. And that may be thought it might be a turnover. But Turbo, so Nutter, here he'll pitch you to the wing, but they're still going to have to find somebody. Is it this guy?
That's a nice move by Yannick Coden Niederhauser.
I might like to see Northern Illinois play a little inside out, you know, these next couple of minutes and limit the threes of South Alabama. 4 games.
At the 14:09 mark, we've got you on record. Free throw is good by Niederhauser, the native of Switzerland, played in the German Pro League.
Little 2-2-1 pressure look. Looks like it's token pressure to just slow South Alabama down a little bit, get a turnover if you can, but
there's Tabe to Smurf. Inside to Tabe with a slice there, and boy, it's blocked away. That's a great job by Niederhauser. He's came into the game with 37 blocks and has another one right there.
Well, it's the recovery time of the play. I mean, he was beat on that play, but the length, the ability to meet the ball at the anticipatory point of where it was going to be going, and it's a big shot there. Huskies hanging around.
Absolutely, three-pointer is good. Zion Russell has got 5 now, and we're back to single digits, 49-41.
A lot of talking, a lot of communication. Northern Illinois has some energy now in this zone to get a stop here. Got to rebound out of this, though. Got to rebound it.
Millender's short, and they do. Niederhauser with the rebound, but great job by Turbo Jones, who goes too deep into a shade under 13 to go in Mobile. Pat Greenwood, Bart Heisch, our ESPN crew, working hard as always. Glad you're with us on this Saturday afternoon. Up and under is no overs for South Alabama.
That is one of the things last year South Alabama was really good at, taking care of the basketball. And this year and today, doing the same. The assistant coaches of Northern Illinois really wanting their kids, young kids out there, hands up, always in a zone. It makes the passing lanes more difficult.
Brown short along the baseline.
Carrying again. Game-winning play. Extra possession coming, as we talked about carrying. Young kids out there, focus on helping your team however you can. And number 20's doing that right now in this opportunity.
On Nutter, his first. Judah Brown, first of 2 is good. Brown missed some time earlier this year with an ankle in his game. There's few better than Judah Brown.
First of the year, was the starter. First game of the season. Had that injury, but he's also important because he can guard multiple positions on the defensive end.
Long three-point attempt on the way, no good. Battle for the rebound, but a whistle and a foul before that.
With these 5 fouls, that's one thing you don't want to do is start putting the Huskies on the line. Big one.
Three-pointer is good, so 50-44. And like you said, Northern Illinois hanging around here.
Gonna see Coach Riley going with Isaiah Gator now. Got him a good rest.
Jones thought about the 3, didn't take it. Goes to Millender. Millender to Kearing.
Careful.
Kearing.
Attaboy.
Nice, tough shot by Marshall Kearing.
Getting that feel back, partner. Great hair. 20.
He does have great hair. First bucket for Marshall Kearing.
Chances are, if you have great hair and we're doing the broadcast, it's going to be talked about. Just get ready, kids. Numbers.
Turbo taking it himself, loses control of the basketball, goes off of him at the Mitchell Center in Mobile, Alabama. The Jags looking for their 2nd straight win. They beat Georgia Southern Wednesday night.
And watch how Marcus Millender and Isaiah Gator will constantly look behind them. That's not what Richie Riley wants, is that ball getting right there where it got. Now you got to...
The height coming back in. Xavier Amos also back in for NIU. As on the change of possession, the ball goes to Northern Illinois. And they'll go way deep in the backcourt.
South Alabama's done an excellent job in this zone on the out-under. See Gator getting back to that middle guy, Amos, and that's a big make right there by the freshman. Down to 5.
That's a great shot, and Northern Illinois not going anywhere. 52-47. Jags looking for the response on the other end.
Oh,
great defense.
Freshman.
And that was a good job by Xavier Amos. He's done a great job offensively, 12 points, 5 field goals, but how about that job defensively? Nutter, though, has it knocked away, and the Jags with a chance to get closer.
Look at Tyler again.
I'll tell you what, they're coming right at you. But Isaiah Gator at the free throw line, way short on his first one. He'll have one more.
Right thumb, that's a thumb wrap, folks. And anytime he is a lefty, I dealt with some of that. You don't realize how much you use your thumbs in basketball until you got one of them that's hurting a little bit. And so that may be one of the reasons we hadn't seen IG as much as well today. One of those little tweaks that you want to get well. But definitely noticeable when you have a thumb or wrist wrapped that way.
Shot clock at single digits. He'll go inside turnaround jumper. Xavier Amos. The turnaround Jay is good. He's got 14, and it's 52-49 three-point ball game.
We talked about the middle of that zone, and I think you're going to see Smurf Millender come in for Gator here. Just the lack of awareness to get back in the middle. Amos just came right behind him. Gator wasn't ready. Got the basket.
Kearing along the left baseline, using the body. Up and under for Kearing.
Great look.
Outside to Turbo Jones for 3. And Turbo, that is his 4th three-point.
Jones try to limit this interior area from elbow to free throw line to elbow.
Northern Illinois still shooting 45% from the field. Jags 42%. There's a long three-pointer on the way. Hits the back of the iron, no good for Will Lovings-Watt, who already has one three-pointer. So Northern Illinois 5 of 21 from three-point range today.
Yeah, and it sounds like a little thing, but having a timeout and then getting the stop, finishing it with the rebound, those are small victories. That could have been offense.
There's Turbo Jones. Instead, gets a nice roll. Turbo's at 20.
He is at 20, and man, that was a... Lee Russell took a shot, elbow right in the mouth. Turbo, physicality.
Turbo Jones, last time out on Wednesday, had 8 points in 21 minutes, was just 3 for 4 from the field. And boy, he's had a heck of a ball game today, 7 of 10 from the field today, 4 three-pointers as well, and he's been perfect at the free throw line. He's a game-high scorer at 20. Nobody else for South Alabama is in double digits, but the amount of people, they've got 9 players that have gotten the scoring column today for South Alabama, just 6 for Northern Illinois.
Nice movement here on offense. I like the spacing. It's been good for South Alabama today. Get the ball on the interior. There's Kearing. Might have got hit on the elbow.
Short. And Nutter gets the rebound for NIU.
Not a bad possession. Got it on the interior. Just couldn't get it to go. South Alabama here. You'd like to close out one more possession with the stop before this under 8 timeout.
Good pass inside to Durosinmi. But the Jags make them reset. Now a whistle and a foul before the shot.
Yeah, he's the main guy. And then you got Amos. Durosinmi comes off the bench as well. And they can go really, you don't ever really see them play all 3 together, but a lot of times with 2. And that's been trending all day. South Alabama almost getting that long entry pass.
I was just waiting for the timing, and Smurf just did miss it.
Well, it was a really good play actually by Nutter offensively to keep him from getting the ball.
Turnaround jumper on the way, no good. And the rebound knocked to Elijah Ormiston. And South Alabama a chance to get back to double-digit lead. They've led by as many as 12.
One more.
Three-pointer by Margrave. He's got it. 60-49 South.
And Smurf Millender has started knowing where Margrave is in the last few weeks. Anytime Smurf has a really good feel, whether it's hook passes or extra passes, getting it to his shooters, good execution there by the freshman, and the knockdown by Margrave.
11 made three-pointers by South Alabama. as Zion Russell gets the two-pointer on the other end.
That's why, I mean, look, it's momentum. It's staying hot. It's confidence. If this South Alabama team can make 10, 12, 13, 14 threes in consecutive games in a three-game setting, that's why it's so important to make a run late in the year and get that conference bye. South still has an opportunity to finish fourth. I know it's maybe a long shot, but trying to get that bye is so big in the conference tournaments. But this team can also beat somebody in a 4-day stretch the way they shoot the basketball.
Judah Brown shot no good from outside the arc, so South Alabama outside the arc 11 for 25. They'll take 44% every day,
Take it all day long.
Loose ball picked up by Margrave. And Smurf to Ormiston. He's fouled. And Ormiston will go to the free throw line.
Where you might be able to get a rebound against a guard or finish against a guard in the open floor. And Ormiston did that, and now gets to go to the...
Just a junior, so he'll have another year in the red, white, and blue. Shot is good. And the lead is 10, 61-51 as we wind to the 6-minute mark in Mobile, Alabama. Sunbelt MAC Challenge. Jags trying to go 2-0. They beat Buffalo earlier in the year. Meantime, NIU beat App State. NIU also beat Georgia State in a regular season game. It was a tournament, but they were 2-0 against the Sunbelt Conference coming into today.
They were, and yeah, it is tough that Northern Illinois does not have, we've mentioned it over and over today, but doesn't have Coit. This team can win a couple of games in that conference tournament. Mac's always got a couple of teams that can play, but this team here can guard you. They can score it, but they're just missing that really dynamic three-point shooting today, and that's why they're only at 51 points.
Well, and Coit is a guy that averages 19.2. Over the last 10 games, he was averaging close to 21 points a game. Turnaround jumper is good. Xavier Amos. Boy, he's had a heck of a game. 16 points now.
Well, we talked about who was it going to be, Nutter or Amos. Nutter's on his average. Amos has upped his a little. We said it. If the Huskies want to stay in this game and win this game, Nutter's got to get to that 20-25 point range. Nice pitch.
Ormiston off the nice feed inside, and South Alabama back to a 10-point lead. That was good ball movement for the Jags. We've seen them do so well three-point range. That time they went right at the basket, attacked it, and got the two.
And since the timeout, Coach Richie Riley emphasizing not allowing the ball to go into the free throw line against this zone. It has not gotten there in the last 4 possessions.
Three-pointer is good. Zion Russell.
He's played well today.
Yeah, he's got 10.
He's played well today.
He's in double digits. But you only have 5 NIU players who have scored today, and it's the 5 that are on the floor right now.
Well, and the importance with Coit out of Russell to have confidence, those minutes, that extra guard. In case you get in foul trouble. There's that hook pass by Smurf.
There's Margrave with another three-pointer. Julian Margrave has 12, 66-56.
Over the river and pitch it to the top. Smurf Millender also turning around, clapping for his teammates, talking on defense. Freshman's growing up in front of our eyes.
Another three-point attempt from that baseline corner. Shot no good, and a whistle and foul. Was it a push-off underneath, or was...
And I think that bodes well for South Alabama. Win your home games. Finish this season 3-2, or maybe a 4-1, and all of a sudden you've won 6 out of 7, 7 out of 8 games going into the tournament. You're hot again, and then that confidence turned into just like last year. Double ball screen action here.
There's Millender, who had it the whole way himself. Another block, but there's Kearing with the rebound. Kearing another chance. That time, jump ball, possession arrow will stay with South Alabama.
Knows he hasn't played the most minutes he's played in the last 2-3 weeks, and just encouraging, clapping. I love the energy of where South Alabama's team is right now, coaching staff. It's just starting to see some things happen that you like if you're a Jag fan late in the year. Great lob.
That's a goaltend. That'll give you 2 more points for Kearing, so he's got 4. But you're right, putting it together at the right time. That's what the Jags did last year. Got to the conference tournament finals against Louisiana and just did miss that trip to the NCAA's big dance. As you take a look at it again, clearly that ball was on the way down, so thus the goaltending. But that's what you want to do. Play well at the right time. And Richie Riley, with a young squad that's had a lot of turnover, got 9, and still has a couple of players on the bench should he need them as the season progresses.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of this has been done today without Isaiah Gator. Also without Howell. They haven't been in the game, so you're getting all of your pieces revved up, ready to go, especially your younger guys. 2 minutes to go, you're up 12. You've got to really enjoy watching. I mean, Coach Richie Riley's seen a lot of games. Mentor Cliff Ellis in the house today. Shout out, Coach. And so it's positive. All of it's positive. Coach Riley has seen a lot of games, Pat, in his assistant coach career and head coaching career, and this time of year knows what it takes. Oh,
how about Turbo Jones? Can't get it to go. Marshall Kearing with a rebound.
How about just taking it right through a 7-footer and leading with the elbow? Not a dirty play, leading with the elbow to clear space. Turbo Jones.
Long three-pointer, Zion Russell. Man, ice water in his veins.
In orange, if you will.
Under 2 to go. Jags on top by 11. Kearing all by himself. Marshall Kearing with the flush.
And you see the smile from great-haired number 20. Not gray, great. Run the floor, big fella.
Turnaround jumper. Can't get the roll. They'll whistle and a foul, and they're going to call him. The bench loves it, and you know, as a big guy, this is going to be fun.
Well, the last 2 plays for Kearing was that great wraparound pass. The game is pretty much somewhat in hand, but just the communication, the energy, the attention to detail, as we talked about. It's cool to see basketball teams evolve into what coaches and players want them to be late in the year.
Minute 20 to go. Millender and the Jags trying to take some air out of the basketball. 72-61. Assuming this holds, South Alabama would inch closer to the 500 mark. Turbo from 3. Turbo has 23 points.
Turn me up, Turbo. 20-point day for the senior.
He has had a good one. And now we're under a minute to go, 75-61. The Jags with the win will go to 12-13. There's a nice up and under by Yannick Conan Niederhauser. He'll draw the
Switzerland, but it's so important for bigs to be able to make free throws, Pat.
Unless you're Shaq.
Unless you're Shaq or trending Zach Edey. Missed a lot of free throws lately. You may see some Haka Edey. I'm not going to zone this out under again.
Got to go deep. And Lovings Watts will get it. Drive to the basket.
Good take.
Around Marshall Kearing. Will Lovings Watts has Millender does get it with pressure coming at him. There's a team foul on NIU. Not be a shooting foul here.
Are impressive, because that's one thing that South Alabama hasn't done from the point guard position a ton. You've got scoring point guards with Turbo and Isaiah Gator, but if you can also play Turbo on the wing at times, Millender creating, this team can be dangerous.
Kearing fouled as Ethan Butler will draw the foul, and that'll send Marshall to the free throw line.
I always talk about when you don't get to the free throw line a lot, you sometimes see the percentages be lower. It's just a miss, is I guess means more, if you will. But real quick, Pat, Coach Richie Riley here, working on side outs. Well, I got to give a shout out to him today, man, for working on a lot of things, trying to get game reps in, situations. This game will be over. Jags win at the Mitch in the Mac Belt Challenge.
South Alabama with a 75-60